by
I'm
Mike,
fine.
the Big
Great. Hey, listen, it's a
Cheese.
pleasure to talk to you. And I've been a fan of the band since you guys came out. I mean, it's hard to believe it's like over a decade already.
Oh, nice. Nice to know.
Yeah, a very long time. And it's in a way, it's kind of a new band, wouldn't you say so?
Yes, it's a kind of new old band.
Yeah, very
Yes,
true. A new old band is right. Well, I mean, Perpetual Chaos. It's an amazing record. It has the sound that Nervosa are known for, but yet I think the band has gone in a little different direction. It's definitely a much harder record, in my opinion.
yes. I think now for Perpetual Chaos, we are being back to the roots and bringing new stuff, because now we bring it the thrash metal vibes to the new album, and also we bring it the punk, vibe from the beginning as well. But we bring something new for this new album. It's the black metal vibes as well. I think this album has a lot of things, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I mean, well, Diva's now, the front person of the band. She's the vocalist of the group. You didn't look for somebody that was going to like kind of repeat what Fernanda did. You went somebody that was completely different, but yet can still sing the old tunes and make it hold up and sound like they should.
yes, yes. Diva is an awesome vocalist, She has many techniques, and she's a teacher, and she's a specialist of extreme vocals. So she's awesome, and we can use that for the new album. She's singing high and low with the growl and scream and guttural and using many techniques, and I love it. This.
Yeah, it sounds great. For people that haven't heard it yet, it sounds fantastic. I mean, with the older material, you and Fernando like kind of the main songwriters. You like really wrote the music. Now with the new people in the band, is it open for them to become songwriters too and contribute to the album, or would it be better for you to kind of take care of all of that to keep it kind of consistent?
Yes, for this time it's a little bit different. It's a unique, situation because we were in a transition from the old Nervosa to the new Nervosa. I'm the unique original member in the band. So I was the unique people that can, keep the sense of Nervosa there. So that's why I compose all the riffs for this new album. And but for the next, I really wanted the girls participated more. For this first, screen about New Nervosa, I would like to keep these there. But for the next album, after everyone already know all of the new girls, we can do more.
Yeah, I completely understand that, trying to keep that consistency from the previous albums. Now, with new songwriters coming into the band, are they open to kind of write how they feel, or do you want to keep it in that Nervosa vein?
Yes, exactly. They already really liked Nervosa before, and they really understand very fast the the elements that we need to keep there. But we are already talking about many topics and many tastes that we have. And for the next, I'm really excited for to start the compositions for the next album because we have many ideas, and now we can go far, more far.
Definitely. I mean, you talk about being an international band. You really, I think, are the most international anywhere. I mean, Italy, Spain, I think Greece. I mean, wow. I mean, how did you find everybody? I mean, because when you look locally, it's a lot easier. People could come in, try out. I know it's different today with the internet and file sharing, but how did you find these three members from different parts of the world?
Yes, I'm not a too much internet person, but after this thing, I'm being more internet because internet saved my life. Because all these girl I knew through the Instagram and Facebook example, and I've been following them from you know for a long time and following all their career, and but Diva, I knew her in person because her band opened our shows in Spain in 2019. So I had the opportunity to know her in person. That contributed a lot for my decision because I know how is her behavior in the backstage example, and she's awesome. And yeah, everything was through the internet, you know, and I really appreciate.
Yeah, I think we lost the connection there. We're back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard everything you said. It came through just fine. So I mean, a lot of bands record that way today, not being in the same studio or in the same place from all over the world. But have you been able to even get together at all since finding these members? Because with the coronavirus, with the COVID, nobody's been going anywhere.
Yes, but we were very lucky because we couldn't meet each other exactly the time when the Europe opened the borders in the summer, in the last summer. So everyone could travel very safety, you know, and but was a short time. Exactly when we were finishing the album, the borders start to close it again.
Uh,
Yeah, after the recordings, we had to do the test, the COVID test to left, example, Spain, because the numbers in Spain start to rising. And yeah, it was one of my concern before the recordings because this was the plan, but I was really worried for the borders closed and we couldn't record it, but didn't happen. We were very, very lucky with this.
Yeah. If you go back, 30, 40 years ago to when heavy metal started really becoming big in the 80s, I mean, every band wanted to come to America to make it big, go to England, to London to make it. Then as the years went on and metal fell out of favor and came back again, the scene was in Europe and in South America, and those became the strongholds for like heavy metal, especially down in South America. I mean, is there a vibrant enough scene down there for you guys to keep playing out at with all the time when you can play? Now, I know right now nobody's playing, but is it good enough of a scene to keep the band busy when you can't get out on tour?
Oh, yes, exactly. Uh, we really love to play around the world, you know. But of course, in Latin America, we don't have, you know, the tours coming here so often. So we are always missing these kind of things. But I think with this pandemic situation and with the internet in our hands, you know, we are learning how to live with these possibilities. And we are seeing many live shows, web live shows, you know, and we, example, we can't play how long we have no idea, and we are working to produce many videos. Example, I was really into recording a documentary about the recordings because I really knew that we couldn't make any tours, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, that's why, yeah, we have to record the documentary for all the fans see how was the first meeting, you know, and all these details. And all the fans are loving this, and we are very excited to do more videos. Example, we release track by track talking about every single song for the new album, how was the song for each of us. And we will recording some playthroughs as well. It's everything that we have in our hands for a while, but we will never stop. And we are working for always giving some stuff for our fans.
You do, and because nobody could go out and play live for like about almost a year now. Most bands went into the studio to put out new music and start recording, and a lot of them have been holding off on those records, hoping that the live shows will start again and they can go out and play live and promote the record. But as it drags on, bands are just having to release their records now because you can't really hold on to them for too long because you want to move on to the next one. I mean, was it a hard decision to release the record now, knowing that you might not be able to get out and tour behind it, or like it says, are you just going to use the internet the most you can to promote it?
Yes, but I think the situation for Nervosa is completely different from the other bands. Example, we have a new lineup and we really need to promote the new lineup. And to promote the new lineup, we need a recording. So I think it's a particular situation, you know, for Nervosa. And it's a good moment as well for us because everyone is on internet now because of the pandemic situation. So we can promote better, I think, you know, because of this. situation.
Yeah. The band was signed to Napalm Records very early on, like your first record a couple years after getting started. Was it difficult getting a new band getting signed to a pretty big label that quickly?
Oh, in the beginning, after
Yeah.
we released our first video clip, everyone started to share our video clip because was something that anyone had to see before, three, yes, three crazy girls from Brazil playing thrash metal. It's something that called attention. So everyone started to share, and Napalm sent an email for us offering a contract, for many albums, and we signed it with them. And I'm completely happy to have this label working together for Nervosa. And after we break, about the old lineup, right after the Napalm sign a new contract for the new Nervosa without listen any song. They trust in my job and in all the girls a lot, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. Was it always from the beginning of when the band got started? Was it always the intention to be an all-female group, and even when you had to replace members to stick with all female? Was that something that you was a big priority? Was to keep it like all women in the band?
Oh yeah, since at the beginning, the idea was being a female band. That's why the name of the band it's Nervosa. It's mean angry girl. So yeah, I can imagine a man in the band that in a band that call it Angry Girl. It's kind of
Oh, I know
weird.
a few.
Yeah, and it's a opportunity to show and give opportunity for the female musician as well, and for this new lineup also, because everyone already know the old lineup, and everyone was expecting, oh, it will be very hard to put someone like the others, you know, so good like that. But we have many, many awesome girls around the world, and the internet is showing us now about this, and it's a beautiful opportunity to give opportunity for other women.
True. Anytime a band has to change lineups, and it happens a lot these days, more often than not, because some people just don't have the time to dedicate to it anymore. They just give up. They don't want to get involved anymore. It's hard when you have to replace the singer of a band who's really like the focal point as far as the voice goes. That makes it even more difficult. Bands like AC/DC and Iron Maiden, they were able to do it without nothing ever happened, and they became bigger after that happened. Were you worried about how people would react to Diva being the new singer in the band? Because when I listen to this record and I listen to the old stuff, to me it kind of flows. It sounds seamless. Even though it's a new band, it's still the same thing to me.
Yes, I see. Nervosa has really particular history. It's hard to compare for the other history of the bands because, like you say, the change the vocalist is not easy at all. But I think the feedback about Diva, our new vocalist, it's been the best in the world. Everyone's completely felt in love with her immediately, and she, it's very competent, and she's awesome. She's perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
and yeah, and yeah, I don't know. It's just something that's happened. I
Yeah.
really don't know.
Well, it worked. I mean, one of the things I love about the band is that you've been extremely consistent about putting out new music. Pretty much almost every 2 years, there's a new record out. So it's just enough time, like to wait for something new, but not too long. Is it difficult keeping up that momentum where every 2 years you're releasing a full length record of 10 to 12 songs or more?
Yeah, look, the hard thing is do a lot of tours and compose a new album. This is the hard thing because for me, it would be possible, example, release a new album every year. But normally we don't have time. We don't have because we tour a lot. And when we have a time, it's around December, around Christmas time. Is the unique time that we have with our family. We will not compose anything. So we have to stop to tour, to compose it and recording. So it's been a long process because of that. But now, because, example, because of the pandemic situation, we were blocked. We couldn't do any shows. So all the time that we have, it's to compose a song. That's why we could do this so fast.
I get that. Are there any plans for this year? I mean, did you have anything lined up that you had to cancel? Are you trying to book some stuff that maybe you can go out and do if there's anywhere to play in Europe? I know here in the U.S. we have a couple of states that are open for music, but a lot of bands still don't want to go out because it's not enough to keep them active or worth the money to go out and tour. So is there anything lined up for this year, or you're just holding off until things get better?
Yeah, we have some shows already confirmed for Europe, example, on summer in July and August, and some festival as well. But I'm not sure that this will happen. We are crossing fingers for that, and we are working for this happen. But yeah, the situation is not being good, and we have more shows confirmed. Example, we have many plans for USA and Canada, but we still can't confirm because of this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, after we have, a light in the end of the tunnel, and we can confirm new shows. But I think the best is to wait a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I hope that happens soon because I would love to see you guys here in New York. I know it'll happen one day. It might be a little longer than I want, but it'll happen.
Yes, I really, really, really want it. We can't wait anymore. This is
I
the
know.
truth. Yeah,
It's been hard for bands, because this is what you do, this is what you live for, and have to keep putting it on hold month after month, now going into a year. It has to be difficult.
exactly. Everything that we can do and all the fans can do is from the band. It's you know create some new materials like doing videos and everything for the fans, and new merchandise. And the fans, everything the fans can do is support the bands buying the new material, the new merchandise and everything. We know that it's been a hard moment for many people's, many people is lost in their jobs, but the guys and that can support the band do it because we really need that.
Yeah, I know. And you have my support, and I'll be there for you all the time. And I'm not going to keep you freaking. I know you have a bunch of interviews to do today, and I can't thank you for talking with me. What an amazing job on this record. I mean, I can't wait for the next one. I'm still devouring this one.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I really hope to talk with you in person very soon.
We will. It'll happen. Don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes, please.
Uh, all right, Freaky. You have a great day. Take care now.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.